Lie on your back with your head relaxed and your knees bent. We're going to just check the alignment before we engage the pelvic floor. Check that your chin is tucked in, that your ribs are softened to the floor, and your pelvis is in a nice alignment, not dipped down to one side or the other, and not too arched forwards or too far backwards. Find halfway between these movements and rest there. Ensure the pressure through the shoulders, ribs, pelvis and feet are nicely balanced. To locate your pelvic floor muscles, we're going to use 2 fingers in the front of the hip bones, and if you come in an inch and down an inch and do a gentle cough, you'll feel the muscles tense underneath your fingers. This is where you'll feel most of the activity happening during these exercises. If you can imagine drawing up your pelvic floor muscles, imagine it as a lift, lifting up to level 2 out of 3. A pelvic floor contraction is performed by closing and drawing up your front and back passage. If you can't do both of these things together, just focus on the one element to it. So imagine you are trying to stop yourself from passing wind and at the same time trying to stop your flow of urine. It should feel like a sensation of tighten and lift. You can do this in all positions, lying, standing and sitting, but it will be easiest in lying to start with because you're against gravity, or taking gravity away. If you struggle to find or activate your pelvic floor, firstly try in this position and then progress to sitting and then on to standing. Gently contract your pelvic floor muscles during any activity that increases the pressure in your abdomen, for example coughing or sneezing or lifting. Always remember that as we go through these next exercises, that it's a submaximal contraction and not a maximum contraction. Let's now try some short contractions. See if you can lift up gently your pelvic floor and then immediately relax them, allowing them to fully relax before repeating this. Let's try this 10 times. And now you can try some long contractions. See if you can contract your pelvic floor muscles whilst you continue to breathe in and out. Whilst you're also doing this, make sure your rib cage stays nicely softened. And imagine the clothing around the centre of your waist coming in towards you. So imagine your skin is just lifting just gently all the way around the edges so that you gently engage your tummy muscles. See if you can hold the pelvic floor, drawing it up, holding for 10 seconds before you let them relax. Breathe in and rest, and as you exhale, see if you can lift up the pelvic floor. Hold, and then gently relax. Keep repeating this, and you're aiming to do this 10 repetitions 6 times a day. We can slowly add in some slight modifications to this exercise. What you can try to do now is engage your pelvic floor, lifting it up out of level 2 out of 3, so not the maximum contraction, as you lift gently one heel. Breathe in to hold, and as you exhale, relax the pelvic floor and lower the heel down, and repeat on the other side. Keep this going, but whilst maintaining the pelvic position so that you're not rotating at your trunk and that you're maintaining the muscle contraction around your centre. Remember, it can take up to 6 months to improve the function of your pelvic floor muscles, so keep persevering with this as much as you can on a daily basis. Now relax your heels, and we're going to try some pelvic clock movements as we do the pelvic floor. Draw the pelvic floor up, and then gently rock the pelvis from up to down, so 12 to 6 o'clock, and also from 9 to 3 o'clock, keeping steady through the knees and just gently moving through the pelvis. You can also add in some figure of 8 movements. And then gently relax, coming back to the neutral pelvic position. We're going to now try some pelvic floor exercises looking at our rib cage breathing. So place your hands onto the lower part of your rib cage. Engage your pelvic floor and try to lift your chest and your hands away from the rib cage as you gently breathe in for 4 seconds and out for 5 seconds, but maintaining your pelvic floor contractions best you can. The challenge is to then start adding in more modifications as it becomes easier and stronger to engage your pelvic floor muscles with each movement.